كيف هي أحوالكم؟ Welcome to Learn Arabic Online with Lubna Dumayan. You are aware that the subjunctive is used as the mood of the imperfect, in which verbs take the short vowel, an implicit or an explicit fatha, depending on the suitable end of verbs, as with some final weak defectives ending with a weak letter, as the verb nasiya, to forget, the short vowel suffix fatha is not visible to the naked eye, but it's there indistinctly. This phenomenon is observed with the big five. أنا, first person, singular, I. أنت, second person, singular, masculine. And هو, third person, singular, masculine. هي, third person, singular, feminine. نحن, first person, plural, we. Or the final noon of the suffixes in, an, and un disappears. This case is presented when verbs in the present tense are preceded by some particles, as the conjunction an, the one that we have learned last week, expressing to or that in English. In expressions like I want to, أريد أن, I prefer to, أفضل أن, plus the subjunctive. Can you help me? هل يمكن أن تساعدني? The verb ساعد conjugated in the imperfect subjunctive, second person singular, because it is preceded by an. So أمكن form for. Can or may someone do something, or to be possible for someone, or for أمكن من, أمكن followed by the preposition min means to enable someone something. So هل يمكن أن, here يمكن أن is impersonal, so the subject is in the following verb, the one that comes after an. Okay? مشى دون أن يتوقف. He walked, مشى, without, دون أن يتوقف, without stopping. So here يتوقف from the verb توقف is conjugated in the imperfect subjunctive. Why? Because it is preceded by an. The particle len is used to negate the future, representing the English will not or won't. لن تخرج بدوني. لن تخرج, the verb خرج, to go out. لن تخرج, you will not go out. بدوني or دوني. So دون is without. If you attached be to دون, it still means without. And the ni referring to myself. بدوني, the object of دون. So بدوني, without me. I will not come back. لن أعود. عاد, the hello verb, عاد, to return. لن أعود. And see, the suffix is a فتحة. لن أعود. I will not come back. لن تخرج, the فتحة in the imperfect subjunctive. لن تخرج. لن أعود. The conjunction li, the happy li, the one that makes you smile. Li. The particle of justification. It justifies a reason or a cause. So li is there for something. It is trying to explain the reason of what happened. Alright? Meaning to or in order to. Followed by the subjunctive. As دخلت المطبخ. I entered the kitchen. Why did I enter the kitchen? لماذا? لماذا is why in Arabic. ماذا, what? If you attach li to ماذا, you would have why as a question. Why did you enter the kitchen? دخلت المطبخ لأشرب ماء. From the verb شرب, to drink, in the subjunctive. First person singular. And we have فتحة as a suffix. So لأشرب ماء. In order to drink water or to drink water. I went to the restaurant. لماذا? What a dumb question. Of course, to eat. So don't ask such a question. I went to the restaurant to eat. ذهبت إلى المطعم لآكل. So here, with the verb أكل, we have to deal with some issues. Because the verb أكل, hamzated verb أكل, has a hamza as its first radical. So we have a hamza, kaf, lam. So let's conjugate a regular form 1 sound verb in the subjunctive. ذهب, ذهب, to go. So we have ذهب, يذهب. أذهب. So in the subjunctive, أذهب. So we have the prefix hamza, and the first radical is followed by a sukun, and we have our middle vowel fatha, the short vowel fatha, the stem vowel أذهب, and our suffix. But we will base our conjugations just on the prefix and suffix of this tense, because the stem vowel varies. So we have a, the first glottal stop with the fatha, a, and the first radical hamza, and hamza needs a chair. And since hamza here is preceded by a fatha, the most convenient chair is an alif, extended alif. We put our hamza followed by sukun. We have two glottal stops. Kula, because akala yakulu. Our stem vowel here is a damma. Akulu, akula. And our suffix fatha. So here what happens, we merge the two to have alif madda with a circumflex. Akula instead of akula, instead of two hamzas. Alright? So with akula, we have hamza فتحة همزة سكون merged into a single alif marked with a circumflex, which is named alif madda, to indicate the double hamzas. We may combine li with an. So you may use just li or just an, or together. You can marry them. Li an, to have li an, plus the subjunctive, which also means in order to. The conjunction kay, in order that or in order to. بحثت كي أتأكد. So we have again the suffix فتحة, the sign of the imperfect subjunctive. بحث. بحث means to research, to study, to check out. So بحثت, I checked out in the perfect. First person, singular. I checked out to be certain. كي أتأكد. The verb تأكد, form 5. Be certain or make sure or to prove to be true. So I checked out to be certain. بحثت كي أتأكد, or لي أتأكد, or لأن أتأكد. جئت, from the verb جاء, to come. جئت, I came. كي أساعدك. So here we know ساعد, form 3, to help or to assist. I came to help you, in order to help you. جئت, so the first verb is conjugated in the imperfect indicative because it is not preceded by anything. So when it's just there by itself, without any particles placed before, you would just conjugate the verb in the imperfect indicative. جئت, with the sign of Dhamma as a suffix. كي أساعدك. Ka is the object of ساعد, to help you. أساعدك, and we have the فتحة أساعدك. Or لأساعدك. The compound conjunction لكي. So we may attach li to kay. Instead of having kay, you may say لكي. Implies the same meaning as kay. So أسرع. أسرع means hurry up in the imperative. أسرع. لكي تصل في الوقت المحدد. So hurry up in order to. تصل, the verb, the assimilated verb wasala, starting with a weak letter, wasala, to arrive. لكي تصل. So with this conjugation, the waw is gone. You keep just the middle radical and the last radical, and you mark the end of the conjugated verb with the fatha because it is in the subjunctive and it is preceded by لكي. So hurry up in order to arrive in time. في الوقت المحدد. This phrase equals in time. Or I may say أسرع لتصل في الوقت المحدد, or لكي تصل في الوقت المحدد, or لأن تصل في الوقت المحدد. The conjunction حتى means in order to. سافرت, from the verb سافر, I traveled. حتى أستريح, استراحة, form 10, in the imperfect subjunctive with the sign of fatha. I traveled in order to rest or relax. أدرسي, from the verb درس, in the imperative, second person, singular feminine. أدرسي, study. حتى تنجحي, the verb نجح in the imperfect subjunctive, and the sign is the omission of the noon because it is one of the 5 verbs. Alright? So study in order to succeed. You have just seen the subjunctive conjugations for form 1 sound verbs. And for the sake of completeness, I will now go over the subjunctive conjugations briefly for the other types of form 1 as well as form 2 verbs for reference. Hello verbs, as the verb قال, to say, turns into يقول in the imperfect indicative, becomes يقول in the subjunctive, concluding that the suffix damma converts into a fatha. For the other conjugations ending with a noon, with the exception of the second and third person, plural feminine, antunna and hunna, endure the omission of the suffix, as the third person plural masculine يقولون becomes يقولوا, with the addition of an unpronounced alif. And the same is true for the second person masculine plural, the second person singular feminine dual, second and third person masculine and feminine. Assimilated verbs, as the verb wasafa yasifu, to describe when the suffix fatha takes over the end of the verb, the subjunctive arises, forming yasifa as the third person singular masculine. Doubled verbs like wadda, to love, to like, yawaddu, and the subjunctive, what do? We just change the suffix from damma to fatha, yawadda. Defective verbs. They are a bit more intricate than the other verbs. We already know that. Nema, to grow. Yanmu, here the alif turns to a waw. Alright? Yanmuwa, we attached the suffix fatha to the waw. Yanmuwa. So the waw stays, it doesn't go away, it's not dropped. You will recall that the imperfect conjugations which normally and with a damma, with sound verbs, we get only a waw with this kind of verbs. Since the theoretical conjugations pattern, damma, waw, damma, is always rendered as a waw pronounced as a long vowel. However, in the subjunctive, the sequence of these conjugations is damma, waw, fatha. So the fatha remains. All the other conjugations in the subjunctive, as with all the verbs, follow the same principle, which is the elimination of the noon of the imperfect indicative. Defectives ending with a shortened alif, alif maqsura, the broken one. With kasra, ya, fatha sequence, we simply add a fatha as a suffix. And the omission of the noon is the calamity that strikes the rest of the conjugations. Defectives ending with a ya, as the verb nasiya, to forget. Yansa in the imperfect indicative, and again yansa in the imperfect subjunctive. They are identical. So the conjugations for the big five, أنا أنت هو هي نحن, for this type of a verb in the imperfect indicative and the subjunctive, and in an alif maqsura instead of a waw or a ya, without appending a fatha at their end. Alif is always bold, and dislikes the company of short vowels. For the rest, you already know the scenario. The falling of the noon. So dramatical. So dramatic. Form 2. Verbs. Samma. Yusammi. Yusammiya. In the subjunctive, we have that fatha, to name. If fatha is added and a noon is omitted. Fed up with hearing the same thing? Which is actually a good sign of being familiar with Arabic. This is your goal, right? So the recapitulation is over. For more details, please refer to the previous lessons. Ask me if you can't find the required one. I would help you with that. I would guide you. Now that you have mastered the construction of the subjunctive conjugations, let's understand how to use it. Back to our particles. Let's evaluate the relation between the particles and the subjunctive. One of the most common particles that you will encounter with the subjunctive is the letter li, that I have already mentioned. That has to be attached to the head of verbs. I am mad. I will not go to visit him tomorrow. لن أذهب لأزوره غدا. لن أذهب. I will not go. Here أذهب is in the subjunctive because it is preceded by لن. أزوره, the verb زار, the hello verb زار, to visit. أزور is in the subjunctive because it is preceded by li, who is the object of the verb zara. So referring to him. غدا, tomorrow. I will not go visit him tomorrow, having len negating the future. I am open-minded. أتعلم لأكون إنسانا نافعا. أتعلم, or the verb تعلم, to learn. I learn. Here أتعلم is in the imperfect indicative because it is in the beginning of the sentence. It is not preceded by any particle. So I learn. لأكون, the verb كان, to be. أكون in the subjunctive because it is preceded by li, and we have the suffix fatha, akuna, conjugated in the first person singular, I. لأكون إنسانا نافعا. I learn in order to be a helpful person. إنسان, person. So here كان has a name and a predicate, a noun and a predicate. So the noun is myself, I, predicate is إنسانا, person. نافعا, it's modifying adjective. In the accusative, نافعا, helpful, a helpful person. I care. I read the story more than once in order to understand it well. قرأت القصة أكثر من مرة. قرأت القصة, I read the story. قرأ in the perfect. So I read the story أكثر من مرة, more than. أكثر من, أكثر من مرة, more than once. In order to, لي or كي or لكي or لأن. Understand, understand, فهم. In the subjunctive, لأفهم ها, the resumptive pronoun referring to the story, القصة, singular, feminine, ها. جيدا, well, the adverb well. I am kind. I traveled to Africa to feed starving people. سافرت, I traveled. إلى إفريقيا, to Africa. لي or لكي or كي. أطعم, 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 to feed. أطعم in the subjunctive. أطعم. الجوع, الجوع, starving people. جوع. لن تخرج ما دام المطر يهطل. You will not go out. لن تخرج. ما دام, as long as the rain falls. ما دام المطر يهطل. المطر is the noun of ما دام and يهطل is the predicate of ما دام. لن ينجح الكسلان. The lazy, الكسلان. The lazy will not succeed. لن ينجح. The particles كي, لكي, حتى have the same meaning as لي and can be used interchangeably. So play with them. He went to Saudi Arabia in order to study Arabic. ذهب إلى السعودية. He went to Saudi Arabia. لكي or لي or حتى يدرس العربية, in order to study Arabic. يدرس in the imperfect subjunctive. For Saudi Arabia, you may say المملكة العربية السعودية or just السعودية. I will strive to succeed. You may say سأجتهد كي أنجح or سأجتهد حتى أنجح. سأجتهد لأنجح or لكي أنجح. تدرسون لكي تحصلوا على شهادة. You are studying in order to get a certificate. So لكي تحصلوا, حصل is to get, to acquire. conjugated in the imperfect subjunctive, second person, excuse me, plural masculine. أنتم. جاء لكي يتحدث معك. He came, جاء, in order to speak with you. لكي يتحدث معك. تحدث, to speak. معك, with you. مع plus ka. Ka is the object of the preposition مع. With you. معك. تطوع للجندية لكي يدافع عن الوطن. تطوع, he volunteered for the military. So here li is followed by a noun. When it is the case, it is in the genitive with the sign of kasra. تطوع للجندية. He volunteered for the military. So for here stands for li. But when it is when it is followed by the imperfect, it has to be in the subjunctive. Noun has to be in the genitive. لكي يدافع. دافع is to defend. هو, third person, singular, masculine. ليدافع with the sign of فتحة. عن الوطن, to defend the nation. دافع عن. دافع is constructed with عن. Alright? حتى can also mean until. You will figure out the meaning from the context. أسرع. حتى تصل في الوقت المحدد. So hurry up. Here I am addressing two people. Dual. Second person masculine. أسرع with the suffix ألف. أسرع حتى تصل. وصل, to arrive. تصل, and the noon is gone of the suffix because it is in the subjunctive. تصل في الوقت المحدد. We have used the same example as earlier. So hurry up in order to arrive on time. قرأت الكتاب حتى مطلع الفجر. I read the book. قرأت الكتاب until dawn. So here حتى means until. حتى مطلع الفجر, this compound word means dawn. مطلع الفجر. So I read the book until dawn. نم مبكرا. Sleep early. نم from the verb نام, the hello verb نام, to sleep in the imperative. Second person, singular masculine. نم مبكرا, sleep early. حتى تصحو. صحى is here in the imperfect subjunctive, and we have a fatha on top of the waw. The weak letter wasn't dropped. حتى تصحو مبكرا. So here حتى means in order to. Sleep early, in order to wake up early. لن أغادر. Here we have the particle لن. Before the verb غادر, to leave. حتى ترجع. So we have double shots. We have لن أغادر حتى ترجع. I will not leave, negating the future with لن. I will not leave until you return, and until you come back. So لن أغادر حتى ترجع. وقفت, from the verb وقف. وقفت حتى أقدم التحية. or وقفت حتى ألقي التحية. أقدم التحية equals ألقي التحية. They both mean to salute or to greet. So I stood up, وقفت, to salute. So here قدم and ألقى are in the imperfect subjunctive with the sign of فتحة. And with ألقى, the shortened alif turns to a ya in the imperfect indicative and in the imperfect subjunctive with the sign of فتحة for this mood. How do we negate these particles? Li is negated with لئلا, with a stressed la, لئلا. The compound particle, which is the in essence li plus n plus la, in order not to. So when we merge them, that's noon stresses the lam. That's why we have a shadda on top of the lam. Allah. K is negated with K la. May be written joined or disjoined. Just one word, K la or K la. Likay la. So likay is negated with likay la. Again, joined or disjoined. Hatta is negated with hatta la. We don't join them. We have two words here, hatta and la. حذرتك, I warned you. كي لا ترتكب خطأ فاحشا. I warned you in order not to make a foul mistake. خطأ, mistake. فاحش, foul. So كي لا ترتكب. ارتكب is to make a mistake. So here it is in the subjunctive because of كي لا. درست العربية. I studied Arabic. لأنها, because. Here we have li plus anna plus ha referring to al-Arabiya. لأنها means because. لأنها لغة سهلة, because it is an easy language. لغة سهلة, لغة, language. سهلة, easy. ولكي لا, ولكي لا and not to. ولكي لا أدرس الإسبانية وهي لغة صعبة, and not to study Spanish, which is a difficult language. So we have سهلة, easy, صعبة, hard. And since لغة is singular feminine, so these modifying adjectives have to match in number and gender and case. لغة صعبة, a hard language. لغة سهلة, an easy language. لم يقل شيئا. Here لم puts the following verb in the imperfect justice with the sign of sukun, remember? لم, the particle لم. لم يقل, he did not say. لم يقل شيئا. شيئا is the object of يقل. He did not say anything. لم يقل شيئا. عني الجمعية السياسية لئلا يموت. So here the verb مات, the hello verb مات, to die, is in the subjunctive because of the particle لألا. So he did not say anything about عن, about the secret society, يعني الجمعية السياسية. Secret society, جمعية, society, in order not to die, لئلا يموت. Third person singular masculine, he. This is how the subjunctive works in cooperation with particles. Teamwork. A very meaningful word to integrate in our lives. Teamwork. We have to know that words are not just words. So if you need the worksheet of this lesson, you have just to refer to this link. Until then, you enjoy your day and your weekend and you keep learning Arabic. إلى اللقاء.